There you go, it's working.
Got it.
Got it.
Got
Well
it.
done.
Let's come up to standing to start with. And
Well done.
participants,
Screen.
bear with me. The boys will always normally do this. Chat. How do I do? No, not that. Fab. Right. Get rid of the chair. Sorry. Right. 2 secs. Just pop your feet in the normal position under your hips. And under your hips, and just that's it. Have a little swing. Jane's swinging her arms. Oh, you can't see my head. That's all right for you. You don't want to see my head. Take my glasses off. Oh, do you know? I think I might have to get contact lenses because now I'm going to have to be like that to watch you, but I know that we're okay. So feet nice, not feet soft. Your feet are not soft. Your knees are soft. Posture. Pull the trousers up. Okay, let's just gently roll through the shoulders. Send the arms back and down, up to the ears, back and down, up to the ears. So take your time. I really want you to feel that movement in the shoulders, especially at the back. It's not a great t-shirt. Send them all the way back. So you can see that my hands end up behind my bottom, yeah? As if you're putting your hands in your pockets of your jeans. Back and down. Back and down. Keep going. Keep going. Back and down. Lovely. Okay, we're going to make one shoulder roll right the way to the back and allow the hips and then the other. And allow the hips to rotate as well. Let your eye gaze follow you. So it's kind of like a rotation, a twist, a trunk twist. Really mobilizing the body. And if you've been fairly active over the weekend, you might feel a little bit achy, crunchy. If you've done nothing all the weekend, then you might just need to move. Okay, bring that elbow into the movement. Take your time. So lead with the elbow, drop your hand at the back. Lead. So it's this slow. Drop your hand, come back to the front. Elbow lifts, round and drop. Lift, and just take that hand up and over. Up and over. Okay, hand comes to your shoulder, and let's move the elbow in a huge circle. So keep going. And move the leg. Keep those knees soft. Breathe. Just breathe. Okay, we're going to come the other way, other direction. So let it be soft. Let that be fluid. Let that movement be lovely and fluid. If you feel any little niggles, just notice it and see what happens with it. Let's change sides. Okay, other hand to the shoulder. Lifting. Forwards. Lifting. So you can start small if you've got a painful shoulder or limited movement. Start small and then make it bigger. Really enjoy that movement into the shoulders. Okay, we're going to go in the opposite direction, whichever way that may be. Excellent. Nice and slowly. Okay, take the other hand up as well. And we're going to go one at a time. 1, 2. Move the hips. Keep breathing. That feels quite nice, doesn't it? So allow the hips to move side to side. Lovely. Okay, we're going to make this a whole shoulder movement. So taking the arm up and over if you can, slowly. Let's come to the other side. So palm faces in here, and as you take the hand over, the palm faces out as you come back down. Up, change the palm position, and down. Again, up, out, and down. Up, out, and down. Keep breathing, lovely long breaths here. And last one, fabulous. Okay, bend through the knees. Just let's make a little circle with the hips. Small to start with, feel it then as you get bigger. I'll put that creaky floorboard again. And feel it into the outside edges of your hips. And then make it even bigger, as big as you can, slowly. So from the side, bottom out, to the side, to the front. And actually, it feels quite uncomfortable for me when I go right to the side. Okay, we're going to change direction. Keep your knees soft, don't lock out your knees. Okay, I'm going to raise one arm just up to the side. Push that arm up, push it up so you're lifting through the ribs, and then soften the knees and just take that arm overhead. Bring it back over and down. So what I really want you to do is, as you're lifting, you soften the knees and then lift a bit more. So can you see that extra lift out through the ribs and a lean over? And come out again on the side. Big push, so you're almost pushing the fingers up to the ceiling and then taking it over, and you get a lovely big stretch through the waist, through the side seams, down, up, push away, lean, lovely. Okay, we're going to come into just a couple of lunge sections. So we're going to just start stepping forwards, stepping back to that lovely wide base of support. So stepping out. And step it, you can step out, but I want you to maintain that hip width, at least hip width. If you need to go wider to make sure you're steady, then do that, that's fine. But I want you to make sure that your knees go over your toes, they track over your toes, so your knee doesn't come in with your toes pointing out. So it's just a little slowly, so slow it down. Lean into that whole foot, push up. Heel toe, push up. So we're going to add in and add on in a moment. So step forwards. Okay, we're going to step and land. So land and hold. So make sure you're steady. We're going to lift the arms up and down. A big push back. I know, Jane, I do it sometimes. When I'm in Pilates, I'm rubbish sometimes. And I normally end up at the front. And I'm like, don't watch me behind because I'm all over the place. And they come into tree pose, or body balance. And I'm like, I can't do that. Arms up and down, push back. That's it. Hold on, Pauline, if you need to. So just adding in the arms is going to just work on your balance, your stabilization. Step. Be solid in this movement, in this position. Steady. Lovely. Step. Okay, just hold it there. We're going to add on again. So we're going to step, hands up, hands come down into the heart space, and then we're going to just take a turn towards that front leg. Come back to center, hands down, push back. On the legs, so lunge forwards, lift the arms, keep breathing, hands to the center, and rotate, push back. So we're going to take a few moments to do this, so don't rush it. So make sure you're really set here in this position. Up, hands down, hands to heart, or you can add in that little fingers to chin and chest, and push back. Step forwards, so a little bit of balance whilst holding a position. Turn to the front, step back, forward. Oh, I've got such an itchy nose, sorry. Up, down, fingers, rotate, center, push back. Last one, step, arms down, breathe, and smile, turn, rotate to the front, step back, and then just march it out. Lovely. How did you get on? You okay? Woo. Excellent. Okay. Have you got a band? Have you got a band? Grab a band. We're going to stand on our bands. We're going to cross our bands and hold the ends at your hips. And we're going to soften through the knees. So your feet start at hip width. Soften through the knees. I'm going to take my weight to one side. Now this knee is really important that it's soft, it's not locked out. And then we're going to take that foot out, tap to the side, bring it back in. Same side, tap to the side, bring it back in. Tap. So you can see that my body weight isn't moving. I'm just keeping still. My weight is right the way through this side of my body. What happens is you get tired, so your hip wants to push out. Don't let it. So you can slide it back in. We want to resist that movement back in. So I don't want you to kind of go out and then let it just pop in. I want you to resist that movement as it comes back in. So tap out and in. Tap. 2 more. And then we're going to just wiggle out. Just wiggle jiggle one way and then the other. That's a nice wiggle, Pauline. And then we're coming onto the other side. So soft knee, engage those muscles in the belly. Take that weight to one side. Spread the toes out. And then we're going to tap and slide in. Tap. And because you've got the band on, you've got resistance. So it might make you quite achy quite soon. You might be okay. It's a really good workout through the muscles in the sides of the legs, insides and outsides, as we resist that movement. Out and in. So I'm getting a bit hot, are you? Breathe in, relax your shoulders. And then the last one. Oh, lovely. And then let's come to the other side. So we're going on the other side, we're going to come to the back side. So we're going to take our weight through one leg again, and we're going to slide one foot back and bring it back in. Stay on that side, slide it back, bring it back in. So I don't want you to bend at the hips. I want you to keep that leg nice and straight. So it's a slide. Hips stay facing forwards. That supporting knee is still soft. And we're just sliding out backwards, directly back and in. In. 2 more, if you can. Lovely, and then let's change sides. Can you feel that? You might feel it more on your supporting leg. So little slide back and in. So slide it back and neutral. Back. So a big squeeze into the bottom as you send that leg back. Big, big squeeze. Back. I can't count when I'm talking, so I think we've got 2 more. Flat 1 and 2. Lovely. And just wiggle, jiggle those hips. Out. Okay, let's come to some shoulder while we're up. Are we okay? a creaky floor. Okay, so let's come into protraction, retraction. So I'm going to double up. So I'm going to come to shoulder width or thereabouts. Actually, it's difficult to do it like this. Try and get your palms in. Palms in. So I'm here. Just got the ends there because I don't want you to necessarily pull on it. I just want you to use this as your guide, and I want you to keep that movement. Annie, you might need to make it smaller. So literally shoulder width. And then this lovely movement. So you might see how you go. So it's that movement where we squeeze, release, push forwards, release. You can go from one to the other. So hands are forwards, pull back. And that really, having the band really makes you keep the hands in the same distance. So center, big squeeze. So my arms, they're not locked, but they're not bending. Big push. So in that protraction, which is that push away to me, I want you to really feel those shoulder blades pushing, separating. You might feel it into your shoulders, and then back to neutral, and then that squeeze back. See how far you can get back without arching your back. Release to the center. Drop your arms if you need to in between. Sorry. And go again. Big push. So center, big squeeze, center, big push, center, squeeze, center. Lovely. I'm going to just pop, keep that band as it is, so it's quite small, and I want you to pop it over your back, over your shoulder. Lift the elbow. Can you reach and grab hold? If not, make it longer. Soften the knees. Have you got it? And we're working on lifting through the chest. You know this stuff. Lift the chest rather than arching the back. So I'm lifting the chest rather than I'm sticking my bum out, arching my back. Lift, and then we're going to try and lift the hand up, the top hand up, bottom hand up, and then down. Lift up, down, and you might find you get a bigger range of movement. And then let's swap sides. Now, see the difference. Notice the difference. How have you got much more? You got a bigger range of movement. Sorry, I'm like proper groaning. Sorry, and I might just have to stay here because mine is achy. So just lift the chest, belly in, breathe, and then work through lifting and lowering, or just holding, depending on how you're feeling. Fabulous. Good. And then release. Pop your band just close by somewhere, and we're going to roll down. So think about those movements you need to do to roll down, but I want you to come into it really slowly. So the head drops, yeah? Feel that stretch into the back of the neck as the chin comes onto the chest and the head is heavy. Your feet are under your hips. Pull in the muscles in your belly, in your pelvic floor, and you just roll from the base of your spine, traveling up. Relax those hands away from the body. Literally one vertebrae. Be really mindful. And if you come to a clunk, stop. And then just maybe roll up a little bit and then go again. But really pulling the belly in. Relaxing the head. The hands are away from the legs. Dropping the hands to wherever is comfortable for you. Now we want to roll up with tension. So with focus, we just start to peel up, pull the pelvic floor in, pull the muscles in the belly in. Use those muscles to lift you up, literally from lumbar spine to the center, thoracic spine, right the way up to the shoulder blades, up to cervical spine, come to the top and just open the chest. Don't roll the shoulders at the moment, just open the chest. And we're going to go again. So take your time. I'm going to watch you. Take your time. Head down. That's it. Slowly down. Slowly, slowly. Perfect. Lovely. Excellent. Next one, we're just going to hold it down. Just going to hold at the bottom. Just hold there wherever you are. Wherever you can get to is fine. Just hold. Just stretching out the hamstrings. Normally just meeting here. Soft knees. Belly is pulled in. And then we're going to walk. So we're going to straighten one leg, bend the other. Just slowly, super slow. And then release off, bend the other knee, straighten the other leg. Hold and release. And straighten. Straightens and just swap the sides. Excellent. Then roll it down, coming onto the hands, the knees, settle, sit back in child's pose. And stretch out and enjoy it. Enjoy this stretch. I'm going to adjust my camera too. So in child's pose, press your bottom back. Allow the hips to just open. And feet are wherever you like them to be. I like my feet in and my knees wide. And I want you to really focus on pushing the hands away. Push, push. And then trying to get the armpits down towards the floor. At the same time pushing the bottom back and down. Push down on the fingers, push them away. Just hold. Lovely. Coming up now, onto all fours. And I want you to come into cat-cow. So, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's come into our cow pose. So, bottom tucked under, eye gaze through the legs, through the thighs, as we separate the shoulder blades again. And really focus on tucking the bottom under, getting that arch into the spine. And then slowly come into neutral as we lift the chin. Try not to hyperextend just a little bit, so it's a little stick out of the bottom. Enjoy that stretch. Keep breathing. And then rounding through, curling through the spine. Head tucks under, chin to chest. Through the thighs. Pull the belly in. You tuck that bottom under even more, so you feel a big C shape into the spine. Across the shoulder blades, releasing, lifting the chin, enjoying that movement, chin to chest as we come into it one more time. Okay, coming into cat pose for the last time. Not really. I'm just going to add on. Okay, come back into that cat pose. So top, tail, chin pulls under. I want you to just take your weight onto the right side and the knee, just gently, and then come back to center. Take the weight onto the left hand and the knee to center. Right hand and knee, soft elbows, center and left hand and knee to center. Okay, coming into cat pose. We're going to come into that little sexy cat. So you push your tail one way. It's almost like you're allowing your hip to come up towards your shoulder one side. Back to center. Send the bottom the other way. So push, push, push out into that hip joint. To center. Push to the other side. Center. Okay, we're coming into thread the needle. So hands under shoulders. We're going to send one hand through that little gap. Drop the shoulder down to the floor. Now I want you to push, see if you can slide that hand down a little more and then push the back of the hand onto the floor. You might need to push the other hand as well. So push, push. So you get an almost like a lift through the shoulder and then release. Have a little press down and release. Press down, release. Press. So lovely shoulder work again. Let's do a couple more there. Really stretching out the back of the shoulder there, into the lats, into the ribs. Okay, lifting up, coming up to center, to the other side. Take your time, dropping that shoulder towards the mat. Settling in that position, the back of the hand is against the floor, and then we're going to push the back of the hand down, and then release, push. And it kind of gives you a rotation. Keep going. Keep going. Push and release. Okay, come back to center, to that neutral. We're going to come into the flow of thread the needle. So we're not going to hold, we're going to slide under, drop the shoulder, settle there for a couple of moments, and then as you come out, we're going to lift that arm up to the ceiling. Eye gaze follows, or you can just lift the elbow. Sometimes lifting the whole arm is too much. Sliding through, dropping the shoulder. Coming out, lifting, opening out the front of the shoulders. Sliding, dropping, lifting, and then opening. Two more if you can. That's it. Lovely. And then come into the other side. Take your time. Work through that side. So lowering, dropping that shoulder first, and then lifting up, 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 out, out. Left and eye gaze follows. Sliding in, dropping. Slowly, slowly. Left. Down.
Exercise ring close.
Remember, elbow if you need to. And just do one more for me. Fabulous. Sit back in child's pose again, just give yourselves a little breather. And we're going to come into our lovely bands. Lovely, aren't they? Our lovely bands. It's lovely in my world. Right, so we're going to pop the band on the floor. We're going to kneel on it with your knee, obviously. We're going to take the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to take hold of the band on one side, and we're going to just set your body, set your position. So strong through the shoulders. So push those shoulders away from the ears, tuck the belly in, pull the pelvic floor in, and then we're just going to start to slide the opposite leg away from the band. So just slide along the floor, slide it back down and reset. So strong through the hands. Now a little tip, the other hand that's on the floor that's not holding onto the band, press the fingers down so that the centre of the palm lifts away from the floor. Just takes that pressure off. So then we're going to hold the knees under hips, hold onto the band. We're going to slide the hand away and lower it back down. So the hand with the band comes away and slides back in. Remember, the body is still focused, core pulled in, engaged. Slide away, pull back in, and not pull it back in. Allow it to come back in. Okay, and then we're going to add on, so both together if you can. So hand comes away, opposite leg pushes away. So you're pushing the toes away from your body. You're not lifting the leg as such. I want you to focus on that push, 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 push the toes away. That's it. Come back in. Lovely. Remember, reset, push the shoulders away, belly engaged. If you need to do it without the band, that's fine. Make sure your weight's forwards into the hand. Okay. Push. Out. And last one. Hold it there. Just give your hands, wrists a little roll through. Little roll, one way and then the other. Excellent. Good. Okay, same side. We're going to come into the same movement, but then we're going to add on to the diagonal. So I'm looking at myself in the camera and I was sitting back quite a lot. So I want to make sure that you are, unless it's just the angle, knees under hips. So try not to sit back. So I'm not going to do it with the band. So you could do it with the band though. Hand pushes away, leg pushes away. Then we take the hand and the foot out to the side, just a little bit. You don't need to go really wide. Bring it back in, reset. Same one, same side. Push, open, center, and down. Again, lift, open, in, and down. One more, push. Lovely. In. Okay. Sit back on your heels. Do that one, isn't it? So allow your fingers, just gently pull your fingers down towards your armpit. Just stretching out the backs of the hands. And then the other side. Stretching. And then let's come to the other side. So we're going to pop the band under the other knee. And just working through those movements. So opposite leg slides out first. Push away, bring it back. So try not to let that hip of the supporting leg stick out because it needs to stay underneath your hip. And that means that you need to work your core more to keep that stillness in the body. And you are going to come slightly over, but I don't want you to kind of allow that hip to just push right out. Strong through the shoulders again, you'll be tired, so you might start dipping. I want you to push the shoulders away from the ears, and you're lifting that leg through the push of the pointed toe. Okay, keep the knees down, hand comes to the band, and we're going to just lift that band away and allow it to slide back in. Push, push, slide back in. Push, push, and then we're going to put it together. So strong core, slide, opposites, out, out, push the fingers, toes, hands, toes, slide in, reset. Remember that push through the fingers, lift in the center of the palm, sliding back in. Couple more. Lovely. And slide back in. And just sit back and let's roll through the wrists before we come into the diagonal. Oh, feel that. We'll do a nice little stretch of those wrists in a moment. Okay, coming back into the diagonal movement. So reset the body. Nice strong shoulders again. Slide in the foot, hand. When you're out and away, open. Come back in. Hand, leg, neutral. Slide. One out. Two to the diagonal. Three in. Four back to the starting position. Keep going. Excellent. And last one. That's it. Lovely. And then sit back on your knees. No, you're not sitting back on your knees, on your heels. Come into that little stretch again. Oh, it's quite a nice stretch. And then other hand. Oh. That's it. And then a little roll. One way and then the other. And then we're going to come into seated position. Make sure you're sitting on your sit bones, so nice, pull out your flesh. Square feet. Have your band close by. So we're going to work through saw. So hinging forwards from the hips, just so you're sitting forwards a little bit. And let's just work through that flexion a little bit. So I'm just going to send my hands forwards. I'm keeping a nice long spine, a nice neutral spine, but long. I'm not rounding through my spine. And my hands are just coming forwards. So what we're doing here is we're opening out the backs of the hips. We're allowing that stretch through the hips. Relax the thighs, the knees, and just fold in. Keeping your chin lifted here. We're not rounding. Just letting that tension go in the backs of the hips, the back of the hip joints, where we can just hold a lot of tension there. Just breathe. Just breathe and hold. And then just let go a little bit more. Just walk the fingers forwards a little bit so you can get a little bit more of a lean forwards. If you can't, it's fine. I've been one of those super bendy people that can get your chin on the floor here. Can't do that. Our hips are also different. Okay, sliding up, and we're going to just slide the hands down one leg. Again, lift the belly away from the pelvis. Turn, and then just slide down towards, hands down towards the ankles. And again, looking at your toes, so you're keeping the chin lifted, which gives us a better stretch into the back of the hamstrings and the back of the hip. Just try and push the opposite sit bone down, because what happens is naturally that will try and lift up. So just try and push that down so you've got evenness through the back of the pelvis, through both the sit bones. Just breathe into it. Feel and imagine it letting go of the back side of your hip. And then come up, walk up to center, turn to face the other leg. Again, lifting through the belly, chest, and then just sliding the hands. Eye gaze just to the toes, so not down to the knees. Toes or heel. And your toes are pointed up to the ceiling. Or just slightly out. Breathe into it. Just prepping for that saw move. We can come straight into those moves, but I think it's better if we can get much more out of the movement if we prep first. Okay, sliding up. Okay, so into saw. Let's take our arms wide. Relax the shoulders. Okay, no tension there. And we're going to just slide the hands across. We won't have cushion in the way. And then reaching, just reach to the toes for now. Down towards the toes, and then lift up to center, reset. Slide the hands across, reaching towards the front hand reaches to the toes, the back hand is pushing away behind you. Coming up, 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 and then we start to reach for the outside of the foot. So reaching, eye gaze comes around, so your neck is long, and breathe out as you lean down towards the toes. Breathe in on the way up. It just gives you more room as your lungs deflate here. And reach down. Up. Breathe. Slide down so the back of the hand presses against the outside edge of the foot. That's it. Keep going. Such a lovely movement. Hips, shoulders, waist, ribs, elbows, groins. Just one more each side. Okay, hold it here. Let's just do a little side stretch. So outside of your elbow leans in towards the knee. Your eye gaze comes across to the other side, opposite hand, arm comes overhead into a little C shape as we try and drop that elbow. And just breathe into it. Try to lift that elbow up towards, so rather than coming forwards and down, lift that elbow up to the ceiling and take your eye gaze with you, really opening out through the ribs, the waist. Breathe in, and reach the arm over towards your toes, and then coming out of that stretch forwards, down, center, and lift up. Lovely. Let's come to the other side. So sliding the elbow, pushing the outside of the elbow in towards the thigh or the knee. Opening out the shoulder. So we're lifting the shoulder. Arm comes up and over into that C shape. You might be slightly tighter one side. And then just hold in this position. And when you kind of get that, oh yeah, that feels okay. I want you to lift that elbow, open out the shoulder. Eye gaze lifts towards the ceiling. And then try and get that bigger C. There's a smaller C, smaller C. Trying to reach the hand towards the toes while you're lifting the elbow, opening out through the ribs and the waist. And coming out of that by coming forwards and up. Oh, taking the hands behind you. In the way. Lifting the chest, chin lifts up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath. Okay. And then relax. Okay. We're going to roll onto our backs. So take your time. Lie down. Have your band near you. Just settle on the floor. Okay, we're going to come into tabletop. So just lift one leg and then lift the other. Now pull the belly into the spine and towards the floor. So that engages the belly, engages the core muscles. So pull, pull. Think about pelvic floor. Pull up and in. Relax the feet, relax the toes. And just hold. We're going to start by a little tap down. So keeping that 90-degree angle in the knee, we're going to just send that foot down towards the floor as we tap. So the movement comes from the hip. It's a hinge from the hip. Change legs. So slowly focus, control that movement. So it's a tap away from the body. You're not bending the knee in. Okay, the knee stays at 90. Really important there. So don't kind of just tap the toe down towards your bottom. It's a whole movement. So that it's quite a large movement at the hip joint as it hinges down. Down and lift up. So using the muscles in the belly, the core, so lift that leg up. Okay. Can you keep the legs there? Tap down and out. Come back to center. Tap down and out. Center. All the time. Breathe in. Muscles pulling in. Engaging the core. Pelvic floor. Tap down. To center. Tap and then hug the knees in. Just resting off the legs. Feet come down onto the floor, knees are bent. The band is on your belly for now, we're not using it yet. And we're just going to slide the hands up the thighs, just lifting the shoulders off the floor. So I'm looking at the ceiling, I'm not chin to chest. I'm just looking at the ceiling and I'm sliding down. Again, belly pulls in towards the floor, sliding the hands up and down. Up towards the knees, focus, belly, slide down slowly. Up, down, down, down. Up, down, down, down. Okay, slightly different one. We're going to just lift the shoulders off the floor, hands hover over the floor, and we're going to send that hand down toward, one hand down towards the foot, the outside edge of the foot, without moving the body. So it's not a side lean, it's a reach. So reach, but hardly move the body. Okay, belly in, pull down, push that hand away. It's hovering along the floor, push, and you might feel that more into the side, push down, release, push down. Drop the head back on the floor and just take the head side to side, releasing off the neck. Because this time we are going to allow the body to come side to side. So lifting the shoulders again, palms down, and then we're going to slide that hand and allow the shoulder blades to slide as the whole top half of your body slides down and comes back to center. Slides down, center, down. Well, thank me tomorrow when you can feel it. You go, oh, what's that pain in my side? That DOMS. One more each side. Oh, drop the head. Oh, roll the head to one side, back to center, and then to the other side. Okay, last one. Band on the shins. Hold on. How tight is up to you? Coming into 100. So knees over hips, really important. Check them out. Check where your knees are. Lift the shoulders into your 100. So no changing of the hands, obviously. Just a pump down. Resist through the shins. Keep your legs nice and still. Can't count. I'm talking. Relax your head if you need to, but then try and lift again. Take your eye gaze side to side if it's uncomfortable through the neck. And then you can breathe in, keep breathing. You're done yet. You can stop when you've done 100. Just you. Knees into chest. Oh, that hurt my jaw. Not hurt it, I feel it in my jaw. Done checking, still going. Who else is going, Chris? 100, not 200. Well done. If you've got your knees in, make a little circle one way and then the other. And then side to side. And then come into a full body stretch as we come into relaxation. Yeah, grab something warm. Just breathe. Breathe in and out. Long, slow breaths. Slow your breath right down. And I just want you to focus on your breath. I don't want you to think about anything else. Just your breath. Giving your body energy. Breathing all the way in through the nose. And all the way out through the mouth. And make it audible, make your breath audible. Hear it. Listen to it. With every breath out, allow your body to just rest a little bit further, a little bit more. Resting into the shoulders, around the neck. The back, bottom, pelvis. Relax through the thighs and the knees. Relax the ankles and the toes. All the way back up to the top of the head, relaxing all the muscles in your face. And sometimes we think we're relaxed and we're not, so sometimes it helps to scrunch up your face and then let it go. And then really let it go, as if you've got something heavy on your face. And it's making you just relax those muscles. Around the eyes, in between the eyes, the forehead, cheekbones, the jaw. Relax everything off. Just breathe. Just 2 minutes for yourself here. Not worry about anything else in the world, not worry about anybody around you or what's going on today or tomorrow. Just you right here, right now. Time for you. Resting, relaxing into that breath. Feel the movement of the ribs and the belly as you breathe in. Movement as you breathe out. Ribs and the belly to rise and fall. Each breath. then just bringing some gentle movement to your toes, fingers. Maybe taking your head from one side to the other. Just waking up your body. Taking a long breath in and a sigh out. And just really taking your time to roll over onto your side. Come into seated position. Just roll out through the shoulders again. Stretch. And open your eyes if you're open already. Well done. People. How do you feel? Take your breath. How are you feeling?
Hi. When you were saying put your hand up and do something while we're lying down, I had a little yellow hand saying your hand is raised.
I saw that, yeah, it's come up and I don't know why.
It's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, you got your hand up, I'll lower your hand.
You got your hand raised. I thought, yeah, because I've been asked to raise my hand to do the movement.
Oh,
It's a method of asking a question in a meeting.
Ah, is that what it is?
yeah.
Yes.
Ah, thank you.
Oh, how do you feel? Are you all right?
It was nice, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Bit of a mix, stretching and Pilates.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
great.
Well done.
Lovely.
Hey, well, I've got to go and teach the next one, so
Yeah.
we're
I
not.
won't be there on Friday.
I'm not here
um,
Friday. We're not here Friday.
Oh, that's good. Well, for that. And I'm up in Birmingham. I'm up in Birmingham next week. But
Oh, wow.
I'm going to visit my family who I haven't seen. I've got one sister who's quite poorly.
Oh dear.
So, but I'll visit 3 of them all together. So,
Oh,
Well,
lovely.
Well, have a nice time.
Good family time.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I've got, I think Helen sent it one by email, so I can do that one while I'm up in Birmingham.
Yeah. There's 2 on there on the email, aren't there?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can sort those out. Yeah.
Yeah, I did send it.
Okay, have a nice time, ladies,
Yeah.
and I'll see you when I'm back.
I'll see you all in a week, but keep an eye on us. We'll be doing little sound bites and some little videos. So
Lovely.
yeah.
I hope it
I
goes
hope it
well.
goes really well,
Thank
Pat.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.
All the best. Yeah.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.